Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and I want to go through a explanation and a playthrough of the Heroic Whisper of the Worm mission as a solo. Now, since Forsaken came out, they have basically stopped dropping heavy ammo during the Whisper mission, so things have changed a little bit and running it solo can be a bit more difficult. If you are looking for the normal difficulty, if you don't have the Whisper of the Worm yet, I have a link to a previous video where I've actually done that. You can click it up on the top right about now. So you can click to that one. That is the normal difficulty, explaining how to look for the bosses, where the portal spawns and things like that. But one thing to make note of, this mission, whether it is heroic or the normal version, is only available from Friday at daily reset. So that's going to be 10 a.m. Pacific to Monday at daily reset. So again, 10 a.m. Pacific. So it's basically only over the weekend. So Friday reset to Monday reset. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday morning. Those are your only times to play this. In the middle of the week, it is not available. Whether you do the normal version, have the portal spawn, or you do the heroic version and just click right here on the map. So either way, it is only available on the weekend. I somehow managed not to say that in the video of my normal version, and that is probably the most common question. So weekends only, make sure we have that one straight. Now, when you go through the heroic mission, some of you guys may know this already, so if you want to skip ahead, I put the timestamp to the actual start of the mission playthrough already. If you want to understand the description, kind of get a feel for what my playstyle is on this one, I will go through it now for you guys and cover a couple tips that I have for you as well. When you go through Whisper of the Worm, there are certain enemies with shields that you need to make sure and be able to drop those shields because they can be a bit difficult, as these are fairly high level enemies, or at least they will scale to you if you're above the activity level. First thing you're going to be dealing with is captains with solar shields. Now, you want something with solar damage that's got a decent amount of range. I have this right side of wrong. It's a pulse rifle. I actually got Outlaw and Rangefinder, so it's a decent build, but Outlaws, those guys take so many shots, I don't really get to use it that much. So solar is first. Second, you're going to have wizards and acolytes that have void shields. Those are going to be in basically about the third room. So for those, what I'm going to bring out is actually just a bow. I got a Subtle Calamity, and this one has decent perks. I've got Moving Target, Explosive Head, got another one with Snapshot Sights, Archer's Tempo, so a couple of these bows, but basically a Void Bow. You could use a Void Pulse Rifle. Scout Rifles need a little bit of work. That patch is coming on the 16th for a damage boost there, but something with range because you're going to be picking some stuff off from far away. But you want to be able to drop those shields quickly. Finally, in the bottom boss room, before the bosses spawn, you have to kill some Centurions, which have arc shields. So for those, you can use something with range, say like a bow, a scout rifle. You can use Misfit, and what I typically end up doing is using my super. Now, I will usually start with a solar super, because in the first room, I work on the ads without a super. I'll throw grenades, melees, things like that. Second room, it's a small room. Everything is fairly confined. And what I typically will do is throw a grenade, pop my super, clear out that room, maybe take like, 15, 20 seconds, and move on to the next one. It's a small confined room, and if you don't drop those shields and kill them quickly, it can be annoying. So for me, using my super in that room is useful. As soon as I use my super and finish up that room, I will switch over to Arc. Now for Arc running this mission, I will use the top branch, mostly for the Transcendence perk. So when cast with full grenade and melee energy, Storm Trask lasts longer and fully restores health. When you fight the Centurions down below, you've got kind of a touchy subject or touchy area because you're trying to clear out 4 blights. So you have to stand in them, shoot the blight down, move on to the next one, and there's a way to kind of get around the room, but there's some tough spots to work. Depending on where the enemies are at, you need to have basically a super that covers range. If you're a hunter, I highly recommend 100% to go Arc Strider with Radiant Flux and just wreck everything. You'll be able to kill everything in that entire room with really running out of super and probably still have some left over. And also you can even just stay Arc the whole time because you'll still be able to do plenty of damage to the stuff you need to basically everywhere. That super lasts a really long time. For the Titans, I would start with hammers, probably top tree hammers. Same thing, clear out the first room, second room, throw a thermite grenade, and then clear out the rest of the ads with the hammers, clear out that room real quick, then switch over to Fist of Havoc, the normal one where you run around and slam multiple times. Use that one because typically the enemies are going to be spread out enough. Something like Code of the Missile is not going to be quite as effective as I wish it was, unfortunately. And then for Warlocks here, same thing. Dawnblade first, and then switch over to Attunement of Conduction for the final phase. So the main thing is, as you guys know, if you switch weapons of ammo types in the same slot, so if I'm here in my energy slot and I switch over to a special type of weapon, special ammo weapon, and I was using primary, I'm going to go down to 0 ammo in that section. But if I go from primary to primary to primary to primary to primary, I will still maintain enough ammo that if, I'm not, for one, completely going to be out, and two, I'll eventually get some primary anyway. As you're going to be going through different variations of shields that you need to drop, that is why my energy slot, is the one with my primary ammo. My top slot, my kinetic, is going to be filled with a sniper. I actually got a pretty decent roll on this one. People had asked before. It's the Dread Adventure. Pretty sure it's from Gambit. I got a lucky roll on it. I got Rapid Hit and Rampage. Rampage I don't really get to use that much in this run. Rapid Hit, not a bad thing. Mostly it's just for popping single enemies in a couple spots. I did get major spec on it. Literally, it just came with the gun. But as you do actually have a lot of majors in this mission, if you have major spec and you are having some issues, I don't know if this is going to make a drastic difference. I still need to figure out what some of these mods are capable of doing damage difference-wise, but it didn't hurt anything, so I definitely left it in there. Just know that one is there in case some of your sniper shots are a little bit different. And then the key to everything is Whisper of the Worm. Now, this thing is going to hit like a truck, but as no heavy ammo drops during the entire run, you need to manage your heavy ammo, basically, and not use it until you get to the bosses. You want to be able to pump the damage into the bosses with as much ammo as you can. Sometimes their heads twitch or flicker, or they warp a little bit and you miss a shot, and you don't get to take advantage of the White Nail perk. White Nail, 3 precision shots, you get to refill your magazine without pulling from your reserve, so in a sense you can have that infinite ammo. Now what you guys are going for is the Catalyst. And the way the Catalyst works, you're going to go through the heroic mission the first time. When you finish it, you're going to get the Catalyst. Make sure you come in here, click on it, and apply it to the weapon. Then you're going to see 0%. Then what you're going to need to do is run the Whisper mission again on heroic. So you can literally turn around and run it again if you're running with a group. Can just do the same thing over again. And then at that point, when you finish the mission the second time, you're going to get 24%. Basically, you get something called a Blighted Essence. You get 24%, so you basically get 12 Blighted Essence from finishing the mission. Now, there are also 6 chests within this run, and I will put a link at the end, but also right here up at the top for a quick explanation, show you where all the chests are, how to get to them, any differences with jumps, any secrets that are in there, and I'll do that in a separate video, so it'll have kind of the jumping tricks, where all the chests are, explaining the oracles, and all of those pieces. Separate video to come later, look for that link. But at least you guys can get the Catalyst with this one and get your 24%. So that is the big piece, and basically Whisper Catalyst gives you bonus damage. When you aim down sights, it's basically box breathing, but it's better for Whisper of the Worm. When you aim down sights but don't fire for about a second, you'll get a perk, and then when you fire, you get a buttload of damage extra. So it's definitely something you're going to want to be able to get, because the output of this gun with the potential infinite ammo is definitely a boss killer. Especially the bigger the target, the better this thing works. So that is why you want to do it. This is kind of my build. Now, one other perk I will tell you, and this helps my build. If you have a different preference, that is up to you. But as I have 2 sniper rifles, and especially for Whisper of the Worm, even if I was using something else up here, Whisper of the Worm, you want as many bullets in this as possible. Now, what I'm running, and this is, again, you're going to have to check your drops and see what you got, but as long as you're over about 400, you're going to be fine for level. See if you have things with sniper rifle reserves. Both the helms and the class items can have sniper rifle reserves, and if you wear both, then you can actually have 4 extra bullets in your Whisper, and a few more in the top one as well. But the Whisper is the important one. 4 more bullets when I can never pick up any as it is going to help me out. At least have 1 more trio clip, a possible miss in there, and potentially be that thing that makes the difference if you're struggling with some shots. So look for those sniper rifle ammo reserve pieces of ammo. That will help you a lot. I also set up one here, energy weapon loader, so just my reload speed is faster. Special weapon ammo finder, so I can get some more in my top sniper. Primary ammo finder, I've got sniper rifle dexterity, pulse rifle scavenger, just basically anything you can to help yourself be as efficient as possible. So basically that's the general rundown of the mission. I'm I'm going to go ahead and go into the mission now. So if you guys have jumped ahead to this point, we're going to get ready to start the mission. Just remember, in case you had jumped ahead a little bit, this is only active on the weekends. I say that because I don't know how many comments I had about this, why it wasn't active, why it wasn't working. Friday, daily reset, 10 a.m. Pacific, to Monday, daily reset, 10 a.m. Pacific. That is when it is active. So let's jump into the mission. I will commentate as we go through this. Hopefully it's a relatively clean run. But even if I die once or twice, I'll show you guys that even if you do die, you should have a decent amount of time, because Whisper the Worm is insanely powerful. So let us go ahead and jump into the mission, and I'll show you guys how it works. One more piece, as you queue up the mission, you will notice there is a Singe. It rotates every week. The Void Singe is the week I'm recording this. Then potentially it may go Solar and then Arc. It just rotates through the three of those. I think it goes Void, Solar, Arc, in case you're wondering. And then you also have the modifier Blighted Hunter. Grants bonus damage and Whisper in the Whisper activity based on the fire team leader's Whisper Catalyst objective progress. So the farther along you are in actually filling the completing the Catalyst and making it a masterwork, the more damage you're actually going to do for your fire team. So if you have somebody who's finished this, let them start the heroic mission. If you're doing it on your own, the more chests you pick up, the more progress you have, the more damage you're going to do. So my damage numbers may differ than yours, but I'm going to try and avoid using box breathing, basically just because I'm going to try and not take advantage of the extra damage and show you guys it's still very much doable. So let us jump into the mission and we'll follow along. Alright, Guardians, so once you jump in, again, just as before, work your way up to the platform so we can get going into the secret section. I'll usually throw a grenade, maybe punch a little bit, try and get some damage into this thing. So as I go through this clip, it's kind of a way to basically take it down. You actually do have a decent amount, but with a grenade and a melee, this will hopefully work. Forgive my Warlock jumping. I'm still getting very much used to it. It just feels a little janky sometimes. I'm very much used to my Titan, so Warlock may not be the smoothest, but I'll try and make this a decent run for you guys. If I do die, then hopefully it'll show you that you can still survive with a death or two and get this thing done. No. Okay. So, there are a couple shortcuts you can do. I'll probably put those in the other video with the chest as well. So this will be a pretty standard run. As you're falling down, look for the second lit section. You know, if you're running on the Warlock, catch yourself, Titan, just try and land in here. Wait for these things to shift. And then try and jump out and around so nothing actually tags you. Land down here, and then we'll be in kind of the normal section of this run. Nice, they do kind of light up the platforms that you need to run to or land on with some red. That's not how that jump is supposed to go. Told you my Warlock jumping can be terrible, so forgive me. It'll happen. Come around this corner, and we're going to go ahead and follow this one. Now, the first of these 4 blocks you can only take in one piece, but the second 2 and 3, you can actually take those together and save yourself a few seconds of waiting as well, because you have to wait for these anyway. So usually what I'll do is line myself up to the outside, start running into it as soon as I can, and then as soon as it goes by, start going. Now, your butt may get hit by the second one, but just keep pushing, turn towards the wall, and you should be able to make it. Now, if you get pushed off there, you can always be patient, but if you want to cut off a few seconds, you know, do what you can. This one is always annoying because it waits for you. You got to start moving. It's going to push right back out, so know that that's coming. Start sprinting and come over here. Depending on where you can land, whether you're a Titan, whether you're a Hunter, whatever class you are, usually I just kind of float myself into this corner and wait for the elevator to go into its standard position. Now, you cannot clamber onto the elevator, so make sure you land flat on it. And I usually try and get into the front. The geometry on this thing can be weird. You want to watch for this block that shoots out. So as you rise up and you can actually see the platform you're going to, I just jump early and let the rise carry me over so that little pop-out thing doesn't knock me off. In this section, the main thing you want to avoid is being pinched from the top and the bottom. So if you notice, you kind of have the blocks going both sides. Just try and, you know, work your way up them, kind of down them. Just don't have both things hit you at the same time. No, it will pinch you and kill you. Now, as this one's getting ready to charge, try and land on it after it blasts. Same thing here, depending on if you can time it. Now here you're going to have an enemy behind, so getting in cover here will be important. If that thing blasts out, try not to get launched off and then get safe. Get a nice sprint here, run over to this next section. Now this one, just so I can have a clean run, make sure and tag this guy. Pretty quick and easy. Now if the door is open, what I tend to actually like to do is wait for the door to be closed. Or just, you know, time it right when it's open. But usually if it's closed and then you head towards it, it should be open when you head to it. If I don't quite hit my jump right, I'll go ahead and jump up here. Again, Warlock, not my favorite jumping one, but at least showing you guys that is doable on the floater. So just know that all classes can do this one. It's definitely doable. So once you come in here, you guys should know the U-turn under the stairs. Save yourself all the time in the world. That part out there is mostly just for the chests. And out here, we are almost done. As long as you can get to the enemies in about 5 minutes, you should give yourself a decent amount of time. The faster the better, but of course, you should try and make it as quick as you can. So practicing this part of the run, especially once you have the heroic open, is nice because honestly, you don't have to wait on the portal anymore, and if you don't quite make it in time, well, start it over and try again. It's not the end of the world. Once you're here, jump on over, and you know, getting here in about 4.5 minutes should be reasonable. Try and line this jump up so I don't get ganked off the edge, and we're good to go. So we're going to start out looking for a couple vandals to shoot and also a big old taken knight. So let that thing pop so you don't get launched out in the room. If you can actually see through this spawn, usually I'll fire at him, let the knight kind of do his thing over there, look for this vandal, snipe him as well. And then once you can actually see the captain, work on taking his shield down. Once you actually pop his shield, whatever you're using, you might be able to take him down. If you pop out a sniper, that probably would be more effective, but if you can finish him off, then should be alright. There we go. Let the floating ball of doom pass by, and then stay up here, and then work down the other captain. Now, depending on your class, whether you're a Titan, I would use a thermite grenade coming up, Hunter, just kind of up to you. But for Warlocks, solar grenade, you're going to have a whole bunch of thrall come at you. And if you stand in the grenade, when they run to you, hopefully they all run in and die. And you're going to have a lot of enemies spawn. So if you are worried about the spawn, you can come back up here. Start shooting some of these guys as they head into the tunnel. Between the vandals and this goblin. The few goblins in this room are annoying because of their shielding. So try and focus on them when they're doing their shielding, and that'll help a lot. So here we got a couple in the back as well. Same principle. Hit them from range. That'll give you, of course, one off. Got a couple vandals in the back. Take those out on the ledge. We're going to drop down. You're going to have some in this section as well. You got about 4 sets of these guys. Vandals here, of course. Watch those. Try and get them before they run back into the damn shield wall. There we go. Probably got a couple stragglers. One in the back. See if he'll peek out for me. Of course, I knocked him in there. Come on, bud. And if they're being annoying, just punch them. It's not the end of the world. And final section is down here. Now, I will try and usually save my grenade because I'm going to use it in the next room. So if you pop in and out and punch people, watch for the blights. Let that be kind of to your advantage. Some of these guys will want to be aggressive. Let them do their thing. But also, if the goblin is actually shielding one, you know, try and be careful as the orange bars will do some damage to you. But if you can take that one out, it makes life a little bit easier. Now again, if you're getting a little low on your shield, just hang out for a second, get that recovery kicked off, and then jump on in and work these guys down. Try not to die. Once everything's down, you'll have the portal in the back spawn. Grab any ammo, and shoot this thing down. Now the next room is where I'm going to use my grenade in the middle, and then my super. You want to make sure these things don't blast you out there. So I'm going to throw a grenade, cast my super, and start working these guys down. You want to look for the captains, because you want to make sure and take their shields down. There's 2 of them. They're important to kill. And the last vandal's not the end of the world. Once they're down, turn around, shoot this one. Now, as soon as you drop, you want to crouch in this corner and start shooting this guy. And if you can drop him before he actually gets the fire on you, that'll work a lot better. And that'll make this part a lot simpler. Try not to get blasted out. Look over here. Look again for the other one. This knight over here on your side. Can be a little hard to see, but if you can hit him, you want to drop him pretty quickly. Alright, cool. Now, at this point, I'm going to actually switch over to my arc subglass and go vertical. So this is kind of a point where you need to go hide yourself in a corner and hang tight for a second. So you can see the knights are going to throw some fire. Wait for them to kind of calm down for a second. If he keeps throwing, just wait for him to throw the fire. And then hit him, so he's not actually going to throw more on top of you. And then once he's kind of stunned, hit him with a sniper shot. Watch for the wizard doing his thing. If he gets the fire in the far back, it can be right on top of you, but if you can dodge it, try to do that. Alright, so once that knight is down, then we are going to switch over to our void action. Doesn't really matter, subtle calamity, works pretty well, because now we're going to start working on the wizards. Now, there are some taken hobgoblins out here. This is where the sniper comes into play pretty well. Take a couple shots on those, wait for those to hit. Gonna have a couple more, one over there. But at this point, the wizard's got a pretty good sight line on me, so I'm going to try and drop that shield. Now I could use my sniper, but honestly the fact that the bow actually hits pretty hard, I'm going to go ahead and just finish him off with that. And work on the wizard in the back, the second one. Now, you got some acolytes down below. You might crouch just so you stay out of their line of fire. Work them down. And again, pulse rifle works here as well. Now here is where something void, so you can drop those shields in groups, will serve you very, very well. Hitting void with void, popping shields, having shields pop each other's shields, works wonders in this section. Gonna have a couple more adds down below, see if you can get them to actually pop their shields and kind of kill each other. Hang out for a second, you do have one knight to your left over here. Got one more dude. Taking his sweet time. Alright, so now I'm going to actually come over here and take care of these two knights, just so or these two acolytes, so I don't have to come back for them, because I don't want to have to return, just in case things get a little crazy. Alright, most of this is done. We only have a couple pieces left. There's one more sniper up in the back, so I do want to show you guys where he's at. You'll typically have one up here, one on this platform kind of here, one that's usually hiding behind the pillar where that dude just ran behind, and then one over here on the left. Now if he doesn't want to come out, we might have to wait a second for him. This is really special right now. He's just chilling. Alright, so we're going to have to go get a different angle on him. And also note that we're going to have to head to the knight fairly quickly. But you've got a hobgoblin up there, so just be ready to put some damage on him however you can. And just remember, when you damage those guys, they will hurt you. Now you might have a Shadow Thrall coming to you, so be ready for that. I'm just going to use my bow to drop the shield here. I know it's not the most effective thing in the world, but it is an energy weapon, so it will drop the shield down. Once it is down, just for speed, I'm going to use my sniper again. Apparently that's not going to finish it. We'll do it that way. Jump on over the ledge, get a little bit of extra ammo, and then we're going to finish off the wizard. Now the wizard should drop fairly quickly. If it goes into the blight, that's kind of annoying. Not much you can do. Apparently it's not actually in the blight. So then once it's actually out, try and just take one good shot and finish him off. Now here is where I will switch over to arc. So this is where I got my misfit. Just a decent size auto rifle so I can work on burning down blights. You're going to have quite a few of them to burn down, so an auto rifle like this, anything you got will probably work fairly well. So as long as everything's down, you will be able to take this one out. As soon as you do, you're going to have a hobgoblin up here. Take him out. Wait for those hobgoblin shots, and you're going to have two, but then you're going to have enemies spawn behind you, so be ready for it. 1, 2, and then as they spawn, I try and jump over them, get a little farther back in the room, get some distance between them and me. Even if I need to run a little farther back so they're not really hitting me so bad. Snipe will work fairly well to take them out. You can run back, pick up a little ammo if you need it, and then we will work our way into the boss room. So you're going to have some scions surrounding this boss pit. You honestly could just jump on the boss pit and go in. I'll usually clear a few. In case you die, you might be jumping through this area, so it's worth killing a few so you don't have a painful jump down every single time. And you should have enough time once I show you guys the final piece of this. So a few so you can get a decent angle on this pit. Now if you can get to where you can actually shoot this thing and see the damage numbers, try and put some damage in. You'll see it open up, and we're just going to go ahead and clear the whole thing and head on down. So you don't have to kill them all. Now once you head on down, you want to immediately head into this left rift and start shooting it. Now we're going to hit the left rift, then we're going to hit the right rift, and then we're going to head to the back of the room, but through a tunnel that will hopefully give us some cover and also distract the ads. So in here, same thing, try and hide in the back. Use this cover, reload, stay in the blight. Actually, you're almost going to be safer in here. As soon as it goes down, dive in this little tunnel here, and the ads will think you are actually up in the front. So if you don't, make a whole lot of noise and scare a wild animal type thing, they actually won't know you're there. So if you hang out for a minute, let them really focus back there, then come up here and then start working this one down. Now if somebody catches you and peeks in, that's fine. Peek back out for a second, come back in, try and finish the blight off, and then we're going to go to the very back. Now, if you have the ads hitting you going to the back, hang back here behind this thing. Wait till they come in. If they really want to just get in here, be careful. They can try and blast you off. So kill these guys if they're getting to you. And again, use the blight as cover if you need to, so you don't get knocked off anywhere. This dude is just being the bane of my existence right now, so he's fun. Well, one less guy to kill. The rest of the guys will stay in the back, so we're going to go ahead and work down this thing. If you die back here, that is totally okay. Just try and make sure this thing dies. Oh, I need one bullet in there. Well, I'm going to try and clear out the ads with my super. This is why I say do not toss your grenade as a Warlock. You want your full super. So my best bet is most of them should be up here. You almost want to try and pull them up to the front so they're coming to you. You might even try and tag a few from farther away so they're coming up to the front. And then, once you're ready, it's time to pop your super. Because we're going to get full health and time to go to town. So try and get all the big guys in the middle. Focus on the Centurions. Those are the important piece of this. Hit these guys. We got one over here. This is why Storm Trance is still not great, because it takes so long for me to kill these guys, and he's still not dead. We got one more ad. So actually at this point I'm going to go hit the Blight while I get some health up, and then take him out. Because the Blights basically give the bosses something to hide in, and you don't basically want to allow that. So this is where, again, Void is important to have something to drop their shields, and then just finish them off with whatever you've got. Now at this point, when he's down, pick up any ammo he's got. Bosses will start to spawn. So, as they're going to be coming out, you're going to be dealing with Drevis first. He's going to probably charge at you, and if you honestly die here, it's not the end of the world. But I wanted to get a grenade on him for a little bit of extra damage. When I spawn, I'll do it at the top. You're like, 4.5 minutes, there's not enough time. You can kill the bosses so fast with Whisper, you'll see why. So, 4.5 minutes, I've done this in about half that time, as long as the bosses are not ridiculous. You want your back against this wall as far back as you can. Now you gotta find Drevis. He's gonna be annoying. He's gonna be hiding off to a side, and he's gonna start casting these Shadow Balls of Doom. Now if you miss a shot, reload so you can get the 3 in a row. That's the important piece to be efficient on your ammo. And you can see these triple shots are really gonna start to take his health down. And notice right there, this is why that extra ammo is gonna be beneficial. And that's the warps I'm talking about. Again, you want to get those triple shots. The one on the left really won't be a factor, so don't worry about him as much. Drevis is your annoyance, believe me. Right there, once you can see him. Now, the reason I got 18 there is that Whispered Breathing perk. So I'm going to try and not do that for you guys. It's if you aim down sights longer. Sometimes you just flat out whiff, even though I'm looking at him straight down sights. And this is why this is the most annoying one. The Black Balls of Doom will ruin your fun. So he's almost down. I've missed a couple shots, but if you can be accurate, it'll work fairly well. I'm going to regain my health up here. Got a couple annoying guys. Really? Now, if you got anybody in the back, like, sniping you and you need to just, like, pick them off, just hit him with your other sniper, but save your Whisper for the bosses. Now, down here, big boy, ugly man. There we go. That's one down. This dude's about as easy as it gets. He's kind of parked right there. So there's the 18,000. Now, without box breathing, I'm hitting for 14. So it's a big difference. That is why the catalyst is important. Now, I am on mouse and keyboard, so this is definitely easier. But this is what this weapon is capable of. 4 boss damage on somebody who's big. Well, got a pretty good size head and not moving a lot. You can melt them so quick, it's not even funny. So, boss down, and we've got the turkey left. Now, the turkey is the big guy right here. He's going to basically go back and forth between this portal. So when you get about 3 shots on him, he's going to go to the other side. So as soon as you get 3 shots, switch back and forth. If any of those come at you, just shoot them. Take your time. That's why the 3 shots are important. Now, if he hangs over here, I'm going to try and hit his head. Yeah, he'll usually twitch back and forth. If he's out in the open, hit him 3 times, and then he's going to move. So really just watch when he goes for 3. He's kind of twitchy back and forth. Wait until you get a clean shot on him and only take 3. Try not to go for 4. It's not worth it extra. Couple more and we'll be done. Really? Twitches in the last second. Alright, for sake of finishing him right, Whispered Breathing. And that is it. So, pretty clean run there with the Warlock, so you guys know. I'm going to let the mission load back out and finish up a couple pieces. And a thank you to you guys. Alright, Guardians, so once you're done with that, you'll see the catalyst actually pop into your inventory. Make sure you go into the rifle and click on it and select it. From here, you'll go back and do the mission again. You'll get 24% of your catalyst done for completing the mission on Heroic, and then each chest has 2%. Basically, it's a blighted essence. Each one is worth 2%, and there are 6 chests, and that will be in a separate video. So the link will be in at the end as well. I will get that video up a little bit later. I've got a friend's wedding tomorrow, so it may be on Sunday that I do that one. But I hope this video was helpful for you guys. All classes can do this. You can do it solo. Just take your time, be patient, learn this thing. I've spent many times in here, so I make it look smooth, but believe me, I've learned what every enemy spawns, what to look for, how to work with them, how to deal with deaths, and all those different pieces. So, hope this is helpful for you. If it was, leave a like below, leave a comment if you got questions, thoughts, opinions, other guides, you know, ways to help people out on this one, by all means. But you guys can follow me on Twitch or Twitter. It's Ebontis there, but on this YouTube channel, if you guys will hit that subscribe button, it helps me out a ton. Honestly, I was at like 8,000 subs like 3 weeks ago, so the explosion of my subs has been awesome. I want to thank all of you for the support. It has been amazing. So thank you very much, and have yourself an awesome weekend. Keep enjoying Forsaken. I'm going to keep this content coming to you guys, so hang out with the channel and follow me, and I will keep the good stuff coming. So thank you again. The growth in the channel has been great. Have yourself an awesome weekend. Morning, day, evening, wherever you're at around the world. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.